Hi, everybody. I'm Laura, and welcome. Today we talk about reaching your higher self. Most people don't even realize that you have a higher self. And a lot of times when, you've been in contact with that higher self, people tell you that you're crazy or you ignore it. Um, and then that higher self becomes our intuition, and that feeling of right or wrong, that creeps up on you whenever you're about to do something and whether you should do it or not. And as you start to push that intuition down, you start to quiet that higher self down even more. So, in order to reach back to that higher self, it's basically start listening to your intuition first off. As you start giving more merit to that little feeling inside yourself about what is right, what is wrong, what you should be doing, shouldn't be doing, that right there is still your higher self trying to get through. So as soon as you start paying attention to that intuition a lot more, and believing in it, your higher self becomes a lot more accessible to you. The next step to take is to give yourself permission. Give yourself permission to heal. Give yourself permission to contact your higher self and to talk to them you about what's happening in your life and what could be changed and what could be different, what you need, what you want. Having that conversation with yourself brings it to light. When we're sitting inside of our head all day long, that's where and you push your intuition out and you're not listening to that anymore. All of these like thoughts inside your head, that's the information that your higher self is taking. So if you're living in misery in your head and just being negative and miserable, those are the thoughts your higher self are basing your life around, basing them on that because that's what they believe that you want. After you've blocked them out for so long, they only can take the access to the information that they have from you. And depending on where you're at in life, I mean, if things have been going bad for so long, a lot of times you get stuck in those negative thinking spaces. So that's the information. So instead of creating a better world in front of you, even though you really want that, as you're sitting inside your head and filling your higher self just with the knowledge of all the bad things, that just becomes what they know to give you. Um, and then as your thoughts kind of get worse and stuff, it's just like, well, we don't know if we can survive that. We've survived this. So you end up in a survival mindset and you go back and end up, repeating situations and you'll find red flags and you'll repeat those red flags and it's just it becomes a never-ending cycle of survival mode. So becoming creative and getting pulling yourself out of that mindset requires giving yourself permission to have contact with your higher self again, trusting in your intuition as it comes to you, to open that access a whole lot more up to your higher self, and really just trusting in the divine and in the universe to have your best interests at heart. We're the ones making the crappy decisions. We're the ones making the crappy choices to, you know, do nothing but work and ignore all the signs telling us that we're not doing the right things. So as soon as you take that power back and you start realizing that those choices are yours to make, and that if you don't start changing those choices, that nothing in your life is going to change, then you'll still remain stuck in these negative um, spindles in life, and basically back continuing to repeat the same situations over and over and over again. So keep that in mind the next time you're stuck in deep thought in your head and it's all going south, and try to just you don't have to go into like this massively fake positive positivity spiral or anything like that, because that can be just as detrimental. It's accepting these thoughts, asking yourself where they're coming from, and what you can do to make the next step in your life that'll change how these thoughts are presenting themselves to you. Everything in life is 50-50. There's a 50% chance that it's negative and a 50% chance that it's positive. Both things exist in every situation. Something that you found positive, somebody else might find negative, and vice versa. So if you can put into your head and find the positive in every single situation, you start taking that negative factor out of everything. And yes, especially for things that we don't understand, we find it very easy to get scared of it and to start finding everything negative in the situations and fear in situations that we don't understand. So taking that power away and taking that power and giving it back to yourself, taking responsibility for the reason things are how they are, even if you feel like somebody else was completely to blame in that situation. Just accepting that your part in it can give you back that power and make it a lot easier to heal and move forward from any situation, really. So I hope this helps you in your days, and I hope to see you again. Have a great one.